The Natural Resource Women Platform Green Advocates International in Alliance for Rural Democracy, in collaboration with WOMIN Alliance, is calling on the government of Liberia to swiftly intervene in the poor living conditions of women affected by concession companies. The call was triggered by the mass pollution of water by the Bee Mountain Mining Company in Grand County, loss of farmland due to the large land occupied by the Salala Rubber Corporation, Liberia Agriculture Company in Maigebe County, Grand Bassa County respectively, and the pollution of land by ore from the Golden Beryllium in Sino County. Visiting women in Komoyatown, Grand County, members of WOMIN Alliance from 5 African countries, namely Cameroon, Senegal, Africa Coast, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, on October 3rd, 2023, made the call during the sharing experiences on how they have been able to resist the violation of their rights by concession companies, with women from the 4 counties severely affected by the activities of concession companies. Mr. Sergeant Kenji provided training in Komoyatown, Grand County, Liberia during the sub-regional learning, solidarity, and exchange visit on the rights to say no to the development that harm people, women, and nature, and yes, the community consent that protects life. During the training, she spoke on the system in which the participants are living. She talked about the laws and also shared with participants why these are important.
It's very important to understand that the system is working hand in hand with our states, because the law we have at the international level and even at the national level are not used, and our state are not even protecting us when these mining companies are coming. And we know that those mining companies at the international level are getting mainly 80% of the resources and pushing those who are at the bottom to the margin. You know, those people we are getting more and more poorer, and they are getting more and more richer. And that is the system which is in place now. It's also very important to understand that the system is also working with what we are calling patriarchy. We know that our customary laws in some countries are still not in our favor. So it's really very important now to understand that the system, they have power. When they are using the international law, when they are using our customary law, they are now equally using policy, you know, the police. They are using the security guards. So they are using whatever they have to maintain what they are calling order whenever they are looting our resources.
The gathering consisted of the sharing of experiences by women from the 5 counties in Liberia and women from 5 African countries. During the sharing of their experiences, the women expressed frustration, suffering, and poverty due to the pollution in their communities by concession companies. The women narrated the ordeal faced since the company started operations in their areas, has polluted their water, farmland, reducing their crop production and causing them health complications. From Maigebe County, the concession of the Salala Rubber Corporation, to the Liberia Agriculture Company in Grand Bassa County, both owned by Surfing, to the oil palm stronghold of Golden Beryllium in Sino, to the Western Cluster in Bomin County, and the Mining Oil Company in Cape Mount, among others. The cry of women at the scene.
For the same water here, the people then they coming to do that money in the water will have no benefit for us in the country here or in the Kema here. So for our representative then when they ready, they pour hell of a paper and see the paper then they put it for us. We die slowly. People, our president they cost and our representative they want to kill or we damage. They hear the guy that will make the water that clean on it. They say 40 good years before that chemical could finish the water. The water that clean, all the people now there. How will I survive? How will survive? And that's how the mafia will go. All my people now there, all the better, all the quick come on. I get one color green. If I could take you from your say, you don't go to my place. I able to provide some crop them for you, you put it in car, you carry. But now I don't have one because the water now I get for you roll on it. The chemical in the water, it kill everything. Now I just sitting down, Lune. I was sick yesterday, I tell you, I say I'm sick, but I have to go. I dose myself, I say I can't stick to you. What going on in the game country without getting no benefit? Then we damage in the country here. We damage totally.
I was first person who took fish here and cook it. Woman cook it, we eat it. When the children did, but children by me at 3. But I can't see all right. My eyeball cannot look at book. I can only see when first be talking and hear the voice, but I can lay out on it good correct care. That's all I can be to the people.
At the gathering, the women in a joint statement expressed dissatisfaction about the deplorable living conditions of women and children in concessions area.
Women from the 5 other African countries share their experiences with their Liberian counterparts and provided insight on how they have been able to resist the violations of their rights by concessions companies. From their narrations, people in these affected communities are left without any other source of livelihood as these communities depend on the land for farming, used for medical, for medicinal, traditional, and other purposes, and the water for farming, drinking, swimming, bathing, fishing, agricultural, religious, traditional activities, and other sources of livelihood. With the actions of these concessionaires to take away the land and cause pollution to the water, the communities, many women, are finding it very difficult to survive. Women who are caregivers are suffering and are the most impacted as they have to go out in search of food and water for the family, thereby further exposing these women to abuse and violations of their human rights and dignity. The Liberian women, along with the West African countries, are saying no to the forceful land grabs and invasion of communities by concessionaires for the purpose of planting rubber or palm, engaging in logging and mining activities. They are saying no to pollution of waters and land through the discharge of harmful chemicals such as mercury, cyanide, iron, copper, nitrate, and sulfate, among other harmful chemicals, into the environment. They are saying that increased workload to already existing women perform on a daily basis, taking out the little time they have to care for themselves, looking for fertile land to make farm, fetching water for long distances. The destruction of our means of livelihood, which is through water, streams and creeks for farming, gardening, drinking and getting fish and other food. Investment that negatively impact the lives of community due to the lack of applying FPIC from the very beginning of the agreement. We are saying yes to renegotiation of the concessions agreement to put in place friendly environmental measures that will protect the communities as the biodiversity they have protected for decades. And alternative livelihood for communities, especially women embedded with a clear vision in the communities for development. The right to cultural and traditional practices and way of life, involvement of women in all concession and negotiation from the very beginning. These are the statements of the women from the various counties, and I present it to you, our panelists.